We are to the point where we are going to be doing reorganizing here in the house. It is getting close to the time where we are getting ready to start a new school year. And at about this time, I start cleaning out the schoolroom, getting the kids' new curriculum, and organizing our plans and their schoolwork throughout the week. So today is the day that I am going to go into the dreaded classroom because it is a mess, clean it all out, and restructure for our up and coming school year. Lincoln is going into 6th grade and Kenya into 7th. We have made a few changes to our curriculum that we're using, but not too much. When we did make the choice to start homeschooling, I did choose to have a separate room where the kids do all their school in, where we keep all the books and everything. It just makes it easier and helps me feel more organized to have it in that area of the house. So it is time to tackle the schoolroom. Really quick, I'm gonna give you a tour of the schoolroom, how it is now and how I had it set up for our previous school year. It was our first year doing school in this house since we moved in, so I set it up fairly quickly. I think there's a lot of things I'd like to change for this next year. It's just really crowded and cluttered in here, and it just kind of grates on me. I'm a person who doesn't like a lot of clutter. I like organization, I like structure. So I want to kind of rework the room with the new curriculum that we got. Also, the kids are getting of the age where it's more independent study. I'm starting to remove myself to more the one-on-one with them. I will still work with them one-on-one, but I just kind of want to find a better way to set up the room. I warn you, it is a mess. I am ashamed of it, but we're gonna completely clean it out and start all over. So this is kind of our school space, and yes, we've got the guinea pigs here. They're not usually there, but they're resting there right now. This is the school space right now. You guys can see it's a fairly small room, but it's a good functional room. But however, how I have it set up and stuff just isn't my favorite. So we're gonna clear it out, get all the old books from last year taken care of and out of there, and maybe try and come up with a few new systems for us. But I have to go through all the papers, all the books, try and figure out how I want their desks to sit, and see what we're gonna do. I guess some progress is better than no progress. Guys, anytime I do a project like this, the one thing that I struggle with is I feel like I'm trying to get organized, but before everything gets completely finished, I make a bigger mess than what I started with, and it just starts to like creep up on me. I don't like that feeling that, oh my gosh, I just made a bigger mess, and here I was just trying to organize things better. The one thing I just accomplished was I cleaned out the kids' cubbies. They each have a set of shelves where I kept all their books and everything. So I cleaned it out from all of our work from the previous year. And something with homeschooling is, depending on the state that you live in, you need to make sure and check your state laws. But I usually keep some of the work, a lot of the test results, their scores from their previous year, and I file it and I organize it. So while I was cleaning out their cubbies of each of their subjects, I went through all their work. I saved any of the math test, history test, anything like that, and I categorize it, or I file it under each year. So for Kenya, I'm gonna go ahead and create a folder that says 6th grade, and for Lincoln 5th grade, and then I'll do it by subject and just have their completed work in there that we did that year. So if something ever arises, I do have proof that I was teaching them at home and that they are doing the work. How I keep it though, because it can get a little bit overwhelming with all the stuff that you accumulate each year. So I just go ahead and get those box folders that you can carry around. So these are just your standard things to keep files and documents in. Oops. So I'll put some file folders in there containing all the work that they completed this past year, and then we just find a place to store it. So that's kind of where I'm at in the schoolroom process right now. I'm starting to realize this is going to be more than a one-day project. I am figuring out that because I've kind of changed curriculums a little bit, the kids are doing two different things, that I'm going to completely have to rework everything that I kind of started out with when we started homeschooling 3 years ago. So it's almost like coming up with a new plan, a new system. We've had a great system for the past 3 years, but now that we're changing it up because they're getting into their middle school years, things need to change. I'm customizing a few things for each of them. I'm gonna have to come up with a new system. So it'll be interesting to see how this all ends up and how we end up being organized and having structure through our homeschool this year. Right now, I'm just gonna file their past year's work and then go on to the next thing. We're on day 2 of reorganizing the classroom. So I've pretty much got through all of our old curriculum, all of their worksheets, got all that stuff filed. So now it's kind of just getting everything that is grouped together and now rearranging the classroom for a fresh new look. I've kind of done the same thing for the past 3 years, so I'd like to really just switch it up this year and give them something new and fresh to start this year with. It is finally here. I have finally finished the classroom and it is our first official day of our homeschool year. So we are getting ready to start, but before we did, I wanted to show you the end result of me redoing our classroom and kind of walk you through and see what I did before I let the kids come in and we start our day. Here it is. And I'm gonna come in and shut the door because we're keeping this a surprise for the kids. But over here I've reorganized all my bookshelves, or reorganized all my books. This center part now is completely open. We used to have the desks, the kids' desks, sitting there facing the whiteboard. And like I said, this year we're going more towards independent learning. So we moved the whiteboard. Also, I don't know if you guys can see it, I decorated the room because we are learning about the Eastern Hemisphere this year on Lincoln's curriculum. And we start off with China. So I hung a few things, just kind of make it feel more like China in here. So we did that, but over here they both are doing two different kinds of geography. Kenya, of course, is in the classical model. That's what we started out with. And so this year she's in challenge A, and by the end of the year she'll be able to draw the entire world map by memory, freehand, and label it. So she starts out with Canada. So this is a little station here. I'm gonna get a string and attach it, and she'll need to attach it to the map. And like I said, for our history and Lincoln's curriculum, we're doing Eastern Hemisphere, so we're gonna do China. This is one of the locations, and we're gonna have him pinpoint that with string on the map. And this goes to one of our classroom incentives. If you guys didn't see that episode, I will link it down below. It's about our classroom incentives that we have here. The kids love the calendar, so they asked me and said, please make sure and keep that. So here's Kenya's workstation. Since once again going with our Eastern Hemisphere, starting out with China theme, I each made them a name thing. And then these guys I'm really excited about. These actually you can take down, because there are times when we homeschool, we are traveling, but you can take them down. These are all just different pocket folders, but it actually folds up So it folds up, and this lid folds over, and they can take it with them if we're traveling and they need to do school. So I can still put all their school assignments in there, and they just take it up. But here's some of Kenya's books. Like I said, she's doing Challenge A, so that's why a lot of her topics are different. For grammar this year, she's doing Latin, all sorts of stuff. I thought these would be good for reading. They're doing a lot of reading, so they can sit there and read or work if they don't want to be at their desk. And here's Lincoln's. Did his name for him. I got him some fun little school supplies. Over here, I need to hang these still. I'll hang them up in the closet, but they've got their different subjects for their binders. This is all my old curriculum. And then for me and my books, I have this cart, so I can pull all my teacher's manuals over to my desk, but then it can sit there during the day. Oh, I forgot to say, this wall right here, we're gonna start using, I'm gonna use it as an activity wall. We're gonna do like vocab words they have to match up in the morning that I'll have hanging up, or anything that's going on with some of their stuff. So, and I just found this comfy chair. I'm definitely excited for our first day of school and to begin our homeschool year. I can't wait for the kids to see it.
All right, so we just finished first day of school photos, holding our wonderful signs. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
You're about to walk in to your classroom and you have not seen it since Mom got it all ready, right?
Right.
What are you expecting to find in there?
I don't know. My desk?
Yeah, you kind of know the layout a little bit, but you have no idea what is in there, right? So.
A chair?
All right. Okay, well, let's go check it out.
I want you guys to keep your eyes closed. Don't open them until I tell you to.
Don't open.
Okay.
So do I!
Alright. Open. Welcome to school.
I love
What do you think?
I love it!
You guys look at your desks.
I can use
You're drawing erase marker. Okay, welcome to your new classroom.
He matches it.
It's like camouflage.
I love it! Ooh, that means well.
It's been fun reorganizing the classroom. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.